down to the earth to take root. Seek the world, knowing that each step you take what has been yours. Flee not, but walk in the measured tread. What's yours is yours, your truth, my friend. Let it go, past tragedies are the past, they are memories now. Feel the earth, you only occupy, hear what's here in your hands. Feeling it now, this earth and under your feet. This is your plan. Alive and free to be what it is you see. Living and learning to love what it is that you see inside your dream. Root yourself. Let your heart angels reach down to the earth to take hold. Seek the world, knowing that each step you take what has been yours. Flee not, but walk in measured tread. What's yours is yours, your truth, my friend. Root yourself. Thank you, Wanishi. Thank you so much. That song I wrote based on my mother's poetry. My mama passed this past November, and she was a poet and a sculptor. And when she passed, I knew she was always a poet, and when she passed, I got all of her boxes, you know, and I had to go through all those boxes, and I found even more of her stuff. And I made a whole book based on her poetry and her sculpture. And I wanted to share that with you because root yourself, you know. Our roots are what is our base. And then the trunk, and then we grow from the branches, right? And then the leaves, right? And then we reach out to the sun and the sky. And then we just build from there, yes? Right? And so my roots, I want to share with you my roots, because my roots are what make who I am, make us all who we are. Because my life has been a service of celebrating diversity Through my teaching, I have taught in all the inner city schools. You know, as I say, I'm from Teaneck, New Jersey, but I've crossed the bridge and the tunnel many, many times. Into the Bronx, into Harlem, into Patterson in Jersey, and Newark, and so on and so forth, teaching these beautiful children. Through my piano teaching in Teaneck, New Jersey, children come into my home. Now in Teaneck, New Jersey is a very Orthodox Jewish community. So now Orthodox children come in, and believe me, man, in Teaneck now, there's kind of like this separation of the white folk and the Orthodox now. That's where the thing is happening now, you know? But the music that I am teaching, it just breaks down all that stuff. And then my storytelling, which I'm going to share a little bit, and then the Teaneck Cultural Arts Coalition, that's how I met Melvin Dean, who brought me here today, really, okay? Yeah! And his lovely wife, Barbara, who are hosting me while I'm here. I ran with Melvin and about 1,200 people in my community. Ran the Cultural Arts Coalition for 10 years. Teaneck was divided. There was a very unfortunate, horrible shooting of a black boy by a white police officer. And it was horrible, and the community rioted, and white flight, poof, you know. That's when I moved into town, on purpose. I wanted my son, who is now 30 years old, to grow up in that community because of its cultural diversity. In Teaneck High School, 54 languages spoken. Okay? That's where I come from. Why have I done this? Why did I do the Cultural Arts Coalition that brought the community together? Through the first nights, through the young people's concerts, through all of these wonderful things, bringing the arts together, bringing the artists together to create all of these happenings that really galvanized the community. Because of my roots. You dig? Right? My mama was a social worker in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Went into the deep South, working with the deep poor, transcended all races, right? Then she went on the road with my father, who was a jazz musician, traveling on the buses throughout the country, right? Then they settled in Plainfield, New Jersey. And Plainfield, New Jersey also went through a white flight. After Martin Luther King was shot, the community, white flight, boom, all my friends, boom, took off. Or they took their kids out of the public schools, you know, and then I became the minority. I was cool with it. Why? Because my parents were cool with it. And they didn't just talk the talk, they walked the walk. Literally walked the walk. When Martin Luther King was shot, I was marching with my father and his best friend at the time, James Clinton. James Clinton was the first African-American vice president of TWA back in 1965. That's unheard of, right? And he was the ambassador, if you will, for TWA to bring folks to Africa. So he brought back all these amazing African artifacts, the statues, you know, and the big buffalo heads were in his house, you know, and my best girlfriend, his daughter, who is still my best girlfriend, and I'm going to see her in Tampa. She's going to come on the tour with me for a little bit. We played hide and go seek behind the statues, you know? So I'm thinking, like, where did I get this love for African, you know, storytelling and stuff, what I'm going to do today? It's those roots, you know? I mean, it's amazing. My father was Plainfield High School's choral director, okay? And for their holiday program, they did "'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and off in the house, not a creature was sturdy, not even the mouse," right? You familiar with that, right? Guess who the Santa Claus was that came down the chimney? Any ideas? No, good, very close. One of his African-American students. Now, even today, that will cause a stir in 2017, a black Santa Claus, correct? Check that out in 1964.
in Plainfield. And the audience would, you know. And I was kind of 4 years old going, okay, all right, cool. When Martin Luther King was shot, my father brought Duke Ellington to Plainfield, okay? Because he knew the power of the music. And he knew that the music would bring the people together, and certainly it did. Crescent Avenue Presbyterian Church was filled to the gills with people, okay? There was a receiving line out the door and around the corner, and I got to share this with, there's no children in here, right? Okay? He came, my mama came up to him, Duke Ellington, and he didn't want to shake her hand, he wanted to kiss her on the cheek. Kissed her on this cheek, kissed her on that cheek, kissed her again on this cheek, kissed her on this, and said, that's for all 4 cheeks. All right. I shook hands with Duke Ellington. Of course, I didn't really know who he was, but I'm a jazz musician, right? So when I grew up learning the tunes, you know, don't mean a thing if it ain't God. Duke Ellington, oh my God, you know? These are my roots, man, okay? And I just did, as I said, I did not hear the talk, I walked the walk, right? That's what we need to be doing with our children now, especially now.
Yes, amen.
Oh man, the stuff they're hearing on the news now, it's scary. Therapists are telling me that kids are now going up to kids in the playground and saying, you know, who look different or whatever than them, and they're saying, oh, you're gonna get kicked out of the country. You're getting kicked, when are you getting kicked out? You know, that kind of crap. I'm sorry, I'm church. But it really upsets me. All the work that we have done through the civil rights and all of that, man, what's going on? We got to stop it. And I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but we have got to stop it now. We've got to talk to our kids and walk with our kids and teach our kids that that cannot happen. It cannot, no hate. So that, oh, this is my segue. I was going to do Fungo Lafayette, but they're telling me I don't have time. So I'm going to go right into the other song. Okay. This, the Arts Coalition ended about 10 years ago. We had a 19 board member of directors, and as I said, with Melvin, we turned the whole town around. At the back table, there are some albums with photos and stuff, and Melvin's in there, okay? There's another community organization that sprouted called Teen Up Women Together, and they embraced this program that started in Chicago, in the inner cities in Chicago. And you can get these signs. These signs are all over Teaneck. Not only Teaneck, they're all over the country. You can go on hatehasnohomehere.org and you can get yourself a sign. This started by 2 kids in the inner city of Chicago in the schools, and some little kid said, hate has no home here. And the adults took that phrase and made an entire community organization about it. It only takes one person. It could be you, it could be you, it could be you, right? One person with an idea, right, can change the world. You go on their website, and on their website you see a picture of the United States, and you see the little dots where these signs are all over the place, okay? When I first saw this, hate has no home here, I didn't like it. Because I didn't like the word hate, and I didn't like the word no. Because what you put out in the universe comes back at you. You know what I'm saying? So I was going to change it to love. I was going to cross it and love has a home here. Then I was going to put it in my thing, in my lawn, and then hate has no home here, and I was going to put a little side here. Only love. And then I said, well, this is stupid. I'm getting all caught up in the semantics of things. How stupid of me. Okay? Then I went online and I Googled hate, and then I found out it started in Chicago. I've been in touch with these people in Chicago. And I said, I'm going to get off my high horse, you know, and join this because this is making an impact, you know what I mean? Then I wrote a song, and I want to teach you the song. You up for it? Okay, so we're going to bring up the band, right? Okay, and we don't have lyrics, but it's really simple. And so I'm going to be taking this song all over the country with me. I was just in Charlottesville yesterday. Do you know what went down in Charlotte? And now, I didn't listen to the news yesterday, but I knew they were coming. Do you know who was supposed to come? The KKK?
Oh, they did come.
Did they come?
Yeah, they did.
Was it peaceful?
No, not at all. No. They were turned away.
Were people hurt?
Yes.
Shoot.
It was on the news today. Really.
That is some scary I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I thought that stuff was over. And I live in my own, I guess I'm like out of it. You know, because I'm living in a different world. Anyway.
But I just want to say they didn't just come into town, though. There was a massive protest against them. That's
Cool.
why it was violent.
And yeah.
Because a lot of people stood up against them.
Good. And I was told, why Charlotte? I asked, why Charlottesville to one of the Charlottesville natives, and they said because they were taking down the Robert E. Lee sculpture. That's how it started, and then they got all high, you know, and they're all freaked out, and that's why it started. Man, that's some scary stuff. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, the band is going to join me. This is called Love is Alive, and it's real simple. It starts with 3 choruses, and it's hate has no home, hate has no home here, my friend, hate has no home in my heart, because only love is alive. Love is alive. And then it's the same melody, and we change it to war has no home, because peace is alive, and then we change it to crime has no home, because joy is alive. And then we do a little call and response. And I'll lead you through all it. They're going to jam a little bit while I do. And then we're going to do this vocal chant, and then Dale's going to come up, and then I'm going to lead the audience in that. You game?
All right.
Okay. 4, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 8. As a home, hate has no home here, my friends. Hate has no home here in my heart. If you look at me and you say, what is she doing Native American stuff? Don't look at me as a stick figure. You got to keep asking me. I have Native blood in my blood. On my father's side, on my mother's side. So you cannot just look at people with your eyes. You got to look at people with your heart. That's all I'm saying. Thank you.
Lauren Whitmer, everybody. Lauren Whitmer. All right. Yeah. And if you want some more of that, she's going to do her Fire Children experience at 1:30 today. And we got hot dogs and ice cream to bring out the kid in us. Even some homemade slaw to go on that. So be sure to stick around. It's $10 for grown-ups and children are free. So I hope that you'll decide to stay for that this afternoon. And give it up for Lauren one more time. We're so glad you're here. Lauren, you're welcome in Savannah anytime. Just say that. So we have 5 principles that we teach and practice here. We practice these 5 principles. Our first one, say it with me. There is only one power, one presence in our lives and in the universe. Now God, you can put in love, you can put in peace, joy. God is all those things, yes. Life, the ground of all being. Our second principle is, together, we are the Christ of God in expression. So everything that God is, we are. All the life, all the love, all the wisdom, all the power that God is, we are. Our third principle, the law of mind action, states, thoughts plus feelings equals outcome. Lauren said she lives in her own world. Let's create a world of love and peace together, yes? Our fourth principle reminds us that what? There is power in affirmative prayer and meditation. And it's not enough just to talk about this. We have to practice it as well. So one way that we practice the law of giving and receiving prosperity principle is through the activity of tithing. We are a tithing church. We give out 10% of what we receive as a church. I give out 10% of what I receive personally. And so I invite you to consider whether you've been spiritually fed by our community this morning or this week. Because we give to where we are spiritually fed and we surely receive. Right, Evelyn? I've asked Evelyn, while you're preparing your offering, if she would come up and pray and bless our offering and lead us in our prosperity affirmation.
If you will, take your love offering and place it in your left hand. And we place it in our left hand because that is where our heart is. That is where the love chakra is. And that is how we give. All the giving that we have ever given, will ever give, comes from the heart. Doesn't come from the mind. Comes from the heart. And so as you give from your heart, know that the love that you give that goes along with your love offering helps to build this spiritual community that you come to, that you get back the love that you give to. And so as you cover it with your right hand, give knowing that it's your love. We say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
God is my source, God is my power, God will be everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, I give me God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I can thank for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
We're so grateful that you're here this morning. Touch somebody and say, I'm grateful that you're here. Especially if this is your first time at Unity of Savannah. If you're here for the first time, we'd like to welcome you. Especially, we have a Unity blessing we want to bestow upon you this morning. So if it's your first time here and you'd like to be recognized, raise your hand. We have some information about our church. Yeah, come on, give it up, y'all. Thank you. Anybody come back for the second or third time? Thank you for coming. We're glad you're here. Come on, give it up for anybody coming back. So we have a special blessing that we use together. We say, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the light of Christ shining as you. Well, let's welcome our little lights in now. Give it up for our children.
I'm gonna let it shine.